My name is Maggie Shipstead. My second book is called Astonish Me.
Victoria Patterson. My latest novel is called The Little Brother.
Naomi Munavera, and my second novel is called What Lies Between Us.
Jan Ellison. My book is A Small Indiscretion.
It's about a retired ballet dancer who has to make a new life for herself outside of ballet.
Inspired by the Hadel gang rape case, which took place in Newport Beach in 2002.
A woman who's done a very terrible thing. It's her confession.
It's the story of a family that begins to unravel after a photograph from the past arrives in the mailbox.
My writing process looks different all the time depending on what I'm working on.
So I try to write every day if I can.
Oh gosh, being a writer is really being on this sort of treadmill of almost daily or weekly thinking, this is the worst crap that's ever been written.
My best accomplishment as a writer is probably just getting to the end of a book because it's a real slog.
It's just terrible. No one's ever going to read it. This book is never going to be published.
My best writing accomplishment, just finishing the book.
And then the very next day looking at the same material and being like, this is brilliant, this is amazing. Well, I heard the other writers talking about this and I have to agree, it's just finishing the book.
I've been working on this book for probably 5 or 6 years.
It's just such a difficult thing to finish a book.
And I just decided, I turned 45 or something, and I thought, if I die without finishing this book, my kids are going to think, what was Mom doing all those years? She was writing a novel.
My second is just out. It's been out for 6 weeks, and it's it's difficult.
And I kind of panicked, and that's what finally kind of made me decide, I have to finish this novel. And just buckle down and do it. Strange writing habits.
Bubble mint gum.
I do bribe myself by going out to coffee shops. So it's like, you can have coffee, but only if you work on your book.
I have to stop because my teeth are starting to hurt.
I have one discipline that I set a timer for 45 minutes when I begin, and I force myself to start writing, and I usually just write about the weather. I think there's a lot of weather in my books because...
Well, I like to write in bed, often with a large cat perched on my head.
And go through a lot of bubble mint gum, which is a little odd.
Writers are in love with other writers, and we get into this because we are just absolutely in awe of and in love with many other writers.
I love Michael Chabon and Jeffrey Gennades,
Margaret Atwood, Carol Shields, and Alice Munro.
I go back continually to Edith Wharton.
I love Ruth Ozeki, Henry Green. I was reading a lot of books that were in present tense because I was writing in present tense. I love Kate Atkinson, lots of writers working today.
The advice I would give to an aspiring author or writer would be to not be cowed by rejection.
2 things. You have to read a tremendous amount. It's just absolutely necessary that you're filling your head and your voice with other writers.
My main writing advice for aspiring authors is to read as much as possible.
Really just one thing, which is that writers write, and this can be an easy thing to forget.
And then writing, just writing every day, whether that means writing short stories or writing a journal, but just honing that the perception and the ability to pick up overheard conversations or make up stories about characters or really pay attention to what's going on in the world around you. So that is all very important, and that should be, it's sort of a daily practice.